Are you afraid to make a change? You might say you want change. You might think you absolutely have to make a change. But the real question to ask yourself is, are you afraid to make a change? You know, I can tell you about changes that I've been afraid to make. So I've written over 27 books. You can check them out at overcomingfearbooks.com. It will take you right to my Amazon author profile. In the last 5 or so years, I've written 27 books. And do you know, for the last 5 years, up until last year, I'll say 4 years, up until last year, I was afraid to figure out how to put all of those 27 books on Audible. And last year, I finally said to myself, get your shit together. Sit your butt down in that chair and figure it out. And you know, after having that get it together talk with myself a year later, I've got 16 of the 27 books all available on Audible. But I spent 4 years being afraid to change. You see the problem with that? 4 years of not getting my work in another format out into the world because I was afraid, I don't know, that it was hard to put it on Audible. How stupid does that sound? But we all have this. That's my point. We all have this. Now, Dr. Steve Maraboli, who I love his quotes. This is a quote that he said. He said, "The victim mindset dilutes human potential. By not accepting personal responsibility for our circumstances, we greatly reduce our power to change them." Let me read that again. The victim mindset dilutes human potential. By not accepting personal responsibility for our circumstances, we greatly reduce our power to change them. So, you heard Dr. Steve Maraboli. Let me ask the question again. Are you afraid to make a change? Are you afraid to make a change? Are you afraid of what's going to happen when you do change? Are other people around you going to change? Are they going to reject you when you lose all this weight? Are they going to abandon you when you let them know that they can no longer walk all over you and that you are no longer going to be a human doormat for them? Are you afraid to make a change? And look, we all have moments, just like I talked about my audibles earlier, where we are afraid to make a change. The first thing you've got to do, if you want to feel the fear and do it anyway, as Susan Jeffers said in her book, if you want to turn your fear into fuel, like I talk about in so many of my books, if you are afraid to make a change, the first thing you got to do is admit that you're scared as shit. Just say to yourself, you know what? I know this change would be really good for me. I know this change would work out for me, but for whatever reasons, I am not going to try to rationalize it. I am scared to do this. I don't know who I'm going to be on the other side of this. I don't know how people are going to react to me. I don't know if I can even do it. I'm afraid of all the work that it's going to take to make this change. Listen, you have a right to your fear. And I don't know that people say this enough. I think so many people are teaching, be fearless, be fearless. You know what? Courage and fear can operate together. Let me say that again so you hear me. Courage and fear can operate together. You can be scared shitless and still be brave. In fact, how do you know you're actually being brave unless you are scared? Unless you have some fear? Because if you have no fear, is that really an act of bravery? Or is that you just, I don't know, doing what you do? At the end of the day, here's the thing I want you to know. Do not be afraid or do not feel shame because you currently in this moment are afraid to make a change. Acknowledge your fear. Don't let it be in the driver's seat now, but acknowledge your fear and say to yourself, you know what? Lots of people are afraid to do stuff. Lots of people are scared shitless when it's time for them to change their lives. This is not some abnormal thing that tells me, oh, it's a sign that I shouldn't be doing. No, it's not a sign. You know what it is? It's called being human. It's called being human. So the moment you can sit with your fear and you can say, you know what? I am afraid to make this change. Then you can go, all right, so I'm not going to worry about getting rid of the fear because we've all got it. And it's going to be here. It's with me in the car. It's just not going to be in the driver's seat. Now you can ask the real question. What can I do to feel my fear and take the action anyway? What can I do to feel my fear and take the action anyway? But if you're still stuck on, I don't know why I'm afraid, and I shouldn't be afraid, and I should be fearless, then you're never going to get to the second question, which is the more important question, which is how do I feel the fear and do it anyway? So, if you're afraid to make a change, welcome to the club. It's a great club. Every human on the planet is in it. Now it's time to say, I'm good with the fact that I'm afraid. I'm good with the fact that it's normal to feel fear. Now, how am I going to feel the fear and do it anyway? That's the question you want to get to.